What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're taking a look at South of Midnight here on the Steam Deck. I'll be looking at this on all the devices thanks to Xbox and Compulsion Games providing me with an early access code to be able to check this out here on everything and see how it's running. It's actually doing pretty well. Even here on the Steam Deck, South of Midnight is running pretty decently. So we're going to take a look at a few different settings and kind of where I wound up, but there's definitely some room for you to play around a little bit, get it to run the way that you want to. I think the game looks great. I'm having a pretty good time with it, and I think everybody will be able to kind of dial it in, whoever's jumping into play here. Now, we're going to concentrate on 800p, full screen, and we only have one upscaler, which is TAAU. No FSR or XCSS or anything in this one. You could mod DLSS, but that's something we could get into later. I'm going to have that unbalanced. You could run on quality or performance, and I'm going to adjust some settings. Everything's at medium right now, but we'll take a look at a few different settings and also kind of where I wound up for some of the gameplay. Now, this game has stop motion effect, which I kind of grew up with things like California Raisins and other things, but it can be jarring to some people or cause motion sickness, so you can actually turn that off or have it on. I'm going to have it on in this video because that's its default, but you can definitely turn that off, and you will see that as we get into the video that even though your frame times are good, it looks juddery sometimes because of the stop motion. Now, if we go in here and turn off our upscaling and use just the native 800p here, we lose about 11 FPS, and when you get into battles, you'll easily hit the teens. So you really want to keep some kind of upscaling probably no matter what your settings, and use quality, balanced, or performance TAAU to your liking there. And I think on the smaller deck screen, it works out just fine. So we'll turn that back on there and we'll gain our 11 FPS back. And again, I think on the smaller screen, it works fine here. And TAAU really hasn't been too bad in most of these games. It's been pretty good. Now, if we take this all the way down to all low, as if we had some kind of low preset to knock everything down, we'll actually gain a significant amount of performance. And when you see some of the performance a little later in combat, you may opt to lower a lot more settings or do this. But either way, the game's still going to vary from like 29 to 60 some FPS. Now, if we go ahead and switch everything over to high, just to see what that's going to do, it almost brings us down to that 33 FPS native we had. It's really around 37. But again, when you get into heavier to run areas in combat and stuff, it really comes down, which again, you'll see here in just a minute. But ultimately, I think I would go with medium or a combination of low medium, leaning maybe more on the low side, which is what I have here. Low shading, anti-aliasing's on medium, though you could bump that up. View distance quality low, shadow quality low, medium, and medium on texture and post processing, and low on the rest there. And that gets us about 48 FPS in this same area, still running a TAAU balanced here. And I thought that was a good enough balance and happy spot. But again, as you'll see here, when you get into some of these combat areas, and this is still only the first couple hours into the game, there's some dips here that happen to come down to around 29 FPS. Now, it recovers and gets back to the mid 30s pretty good, but you could see where if you started upping more settings or using less upscaling, you're gonna have more dips down under 30 FPS. We go all the way up to 60 right here, just with the same settings, but outside of combat. So that's something to keep in mind when you're adjusting the settings and getting this to run the way you want to. But these settings actually worked out fine for me and most of my gameplay, so that's what I'm gonna leave it at here, but you guys can adjust how you want. And I'm gonna leave you with some more gameplay to check out and see how the game's running, and see some more South of Midnight here on the Steam Deck. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.
Gotta get up there and ring that bell. Jeez, I felt that in my chest.
is informed.